Pessoal, esse vídeo tá incrível. Consegui uma entrevista com um Maia de verdade que fez revelações surpreendentes, então fica até o final. Bom pessoal, tudo começou quando eu recebi umas mensagens no direct do Instagram pedindo para assistir um vídeo de uma tal para falar do calendário Maia e sobre os Maias. Para quem acompanha meu outro canal em inglês, sabe que eu estou imerso na cultura Maia já fazem 6 anos. Já passei um tempo com eles, já estou no 3º ano estudando em uma universidade deles. Então eu assisti o vídeo e decidi conversar com um dos meus professores, que é lá de Naualá, da Guatemala, é um dos pajés da cultura. E ele me disse que acha que está na hora de trazer informações que jamais foram à tona. Detalhes sobre o desaparecimento deles, sobre as profecias, reencarnação, o que acontece quando você nasce em certo dia dentro do calendário. Então não pisca e assiste esse vídeo até o final. Hacha Tata Pabianteu, first of all, thank you so much for accepting doing this interview. And as I told you yesterday, some people sent me some videos of a woman that has been showing in some popular podcasts here in Brazil, talking about the Maya calendar and the Maya culture. And I think she's misleading people about some Maya information. So for today, I separate some clips that I would like for you to comment on. But before we start doing that, could you please introduce yourself for the Brazilian audience?
I can begin with obrigado. Apabianteu. My name is Apabianteu. In Tirrej Lekiche Ohopal. I am a spiritual guide from the Kiche tradition. In Kamalbe and Le Ahbish Bishonel. I am the philosopher and I am the ceremonial chanter. And the keeper, as it is called in the academic ways. But listen, we're on the mountains. And yes, we have internet now, but we are here. And I have been devoted in the last years to be spreading knowledge and to really share what is the authentic millenarium knowledge of the Maya, me as an inheritor from the Quiche tradition.
Thank you so much again for your time. And that's really good that you mentioned that, because there are so many Brazilians that doesn't even know that the Mayas are here. And so now that you touched on that, let's watch the first clip.
E foram os maias cósmicos que fizeram isso, porque o maia humano não conseguiria, né, imagino.
Então, mas eles que receberam toda a informação. Eles tinham 17 calendários, por isso que ainda tem uma briga um pouco dos povos originários do México, né, do pessoal que tem essa informação, porque assim, eles usavam o Tzolk'in, como ele era um dos calendários, eles tinham 17 calendários, o Tzolk'in era um deles, eles tinham outros. Como hoje o pessoal não fala muito dos maias terrenos, então tem uma briga, os maias terrenos repudiam um pouco isso porque eles não são lembrados. Inclusive a gente fez até uma live falando de apropriação cultural, porque falta um pouco nesses materiais, um pouco de reverência aos ancestrais, porque os maias terrenos decodificaram isso.
Uhum.
Foi neles que ficou escrito, por isso que eles decodificaram tudo isso. A agricultura, tudo que eles fizeram foi porque eles tiveram esse conhecimento, acesso a esse conhecimento, tanto que eles foram dizimados.
Eles sabiam que ia ser dizimado.
Sabiam tudo. Sumiram. A civilização
sumiu mesmo.
de todos os humanos que viveram na Terra, a civilização mais evoluída foram os maias.
Okay, she said that the earthly Maya received all this information from the galactic Maya, and they decoded everything. That's why they use for all the agricultural purposes and everything, and that they knew they would be extinct from the planet. What is the mystery behind of the disappearance of the Maya?
There was not a disappearance. Yes, there was the loss of a social structure. Yes, there was the extenuation of the natural resources. And anyways, we continue doing the same. If that happens also by the Maya, by extenuating the resources, well, that's the human, not only the Maya. But that is not the disappearance of the Maya, it's the disappearing of a way of a political organization, which is different. And then you can see and you can even track the migration of the original peoples. Mostly to the lowlands and the northern parts, to the Maya Peninsula, some to the jungles of Chiapas and the northern areas of Guatemala, and then to the highlands of Guatemala. So the Mayas didn't disappear, they were dispersed, which is different. And there was not a collapse, there was a change. And by the way, just maybe it helps something, but there was no UFO mothership coming from my ancestors to go back to the Pleiades. That's nothing that was later on told to us. It's something like that would be actual stuff. We know what is the rise and the falling of empires. Well, the Maya divided in a different ways. The Maya was never a fully one united empire. It was more like city states connected in between by a common base frame of beliefs, traditions, whatever you can call. But there's no collapse as such. Like, which is a mystery? Well, I will say the truth. Human stupidity. Why not?
Yeah, I agree. And she also said that the earthly Maya forgot about the knowledge. I would like to know your thoughts about that.
By saying that the knowledge was forgotten, she's denying my presence. And by the way, no less than 20,000 spiritual guides, at least. We are even a huge tribe than their wellest time. That's their wellest tribe. And we serve the community, and we serve in our own towns. We are the mediators. We live in our helmets, in our mountains, rivers, jungles, in our places, and we do hold the knowledge. And Maya knowledge is still active, is stronger, is even incredibly sophisticated. There's no that division between galactic Mayans or earthly Mayans. Galactic Mayans, for us, the authentic Mayans, is like, well, we do use certain specific stars for the purposes of tracking time. We are really galactic too. There's no necessity, but there's no necessity to put in labels. So that affirmation is false. I am not the only one. There's a lot of people. There are places, and maybe I can do it also. I can open my webpage and share stuff. Why not? For the purposes of an authentic divulgation of what the earthly Mayans do.
Awesome. So let's keep going. I'm gonna play another clip.
O que exatamente a gente tem aqui sobre a mesa? Porque a gente tem várias coisas. Tem uma tábua de madeira com uns pontos, tem essa de papel com telectonon, com os peões aqui, tem essa aqui, esse aqui é o calendário Maia, certo?
Esse, na verdade, vamos lá, vamos falar que é a ordem cíclica. Aí, na verdade, aí já é o DNA cósmico aqui.
Ah, já é o DNA cósmico.
Mas ela tá correndo aqui dentro também. Ela também tá correndo aqui dentro, tá? Então vamos pensar que tem um ciclo dentro de ciclo. Então esse ciclo é um ciclo macro que acontece em 364 dias, mais um. Por que mais um? Nós temos 364 dias exatos, para somar, pra gente fazer 13 vezes 28, só fazer as contas vai dar 364 dias. Mais um dia fora do tempo. Esse dia é 25 de julho. É quando a Terra faz a ascensão dela. Olha que incrível. Então, dia 26 de julho começa o novo ano. Né? Então, a gente fala, a cultura galáctica vem em paz. Até que para que isso chegasse na Terra, isso teve que passar por todos os povos originários. Então, os protetores da Mãe Terra são os indígenas, são os aborígenes. Então, para a civilização galáctica chegar na Terra, precisa da autorização também da Terra. A Terra também tem os guardiões dela.
Okay, she showed the images of some Mayan glyphs that they use in their calendar, and then the host asked, "Is this the Maya calendar?" And then she said, "No, this is the cycle order and some other BS." And then she mentioned about the day out of time, that's their starting date. So I would like to know from you, can you clarify that? Is this the Maya calendar?
That is not a Maya calendar. First of all, and I have to make the observation that using the elements of a certain culture to twist those elements for your personal gaining or interests is something that is even beyond cultural extractivism. Why am I saying this? Because we have been defending a calendar that has been brought generation through at least 2,000 years. This calendar has been forged into fire and battles, into hiding, into efforts of sweat, blood, and tears. This calendar preserves not only the ancient ways, but also the contemporary ways of understanding the human experience. That other calendar is another thing, that a thing that is inspired by the Maya culture, but is using the elements to twist the comprehension. And the starting point of that calendar is false. The day out of time is a complete absurdity. And I'm saying this not because I'm a hater. No, you can do whatever you want. The Mayan calendar, or the authentic Mayan calendar, rules the lives of no less than 4 million people. And we use the Mayan calendar for everything, for tracking the stars, and then to make the agricultural purposes and procedures to prepare the seed. And there's no way to deny what I'm saying because, first of all, I'm Maya. And there's honest people that would want to know the Mayan stuff, and what they are receiving twisted information.
Yeah, that's true. And as I mentioned to you before, there are so many translated information to Portuguese. So it's kind of hard for people here to know the real stuff. But let's keep going, and I'm gonna play another clip.
Tudo isso estava codificado na tumba de Pakal.
Tudo isso?
Tudo isso estava codificado na tumba de Pakal.
Tá.
Os maias eram senhores do tempo. Você pode ver que a civilização maia foi exterminada, inclusive pela...
Esse microfone aqui, mas tenta equalizar o microfone dela.
Inclusive pela questão quando teve a colonização dos espanhóis. Sumiram com tudo.
Exatamente.
Os maias, eles tinham 17 calendários, eles já sabiam disso. Então os maias galácticos, que são seres ultraterrestres, deixaram esses conhecimentos todos codificados nas pirâmides. Então essa daqui é a profecia de Pakal, que é isso aqui, ó. Isso aqui, tá vendo que é uma nave do tempo? Então o Pakal era um rei.
É bem famosa, essa imagem.
Bem,
deixa eu ver se eu consigo colocar aqui na ordem
tela
certa. Peraí.
She said that everything was decoded from Pakal's tomb. And she also mentioned that old story of the spaceship of Pakal and everything that, you must be tired of listening to that. And I would like to know, is there anything that can be decoded about the Maya calendar from Pakal's tomb?
By decoding what is written in the Pakal's thumb and other related inscriptions, what you can read is the transformation after death. You can actually read what is in there. It's not like, I suppose this. No, it is an actual way of reading. The stone is explaining not only through the elements that is composed. The elements are common in so many other inscriptions. If this were just a machine for reckoning time or a machine to travel through the galaxies, then all other inscriptions will be like visiting the NASA, right? Like Palenque as being an astrodome. And there's no actual, let's say, linking of understanding Mayan calendar through that stone, only by the references in which Pakal died. And there is something, and by the way, a message for this person. There's a date that you can read over there. That date can be read with the Mayan calendar that we use. The Pakal tomb is the actual narrative of how he has died and is going to enter and to cross certain threshold to be reborn. But listen, it's not resurrection. It's not that he's going to come with another soul or has nothing to do with karmas, dharmas, and nirvanas. No. How he's going to be reborn as a tree, how he's going to go into the realm of the ancestors, and how his spirit is now going to be reconnected with nature, as more as a recycling, that resurrection or a reincarnation. Nothing like that. Following the Mayan philosophy, whenever you die, you reintegrate into nature. That's the real stuff. I'm saying in a very broad way. But if you would want, we can read the full stone and I can teach you what it actually says.
Oh, I think that would be fantastic. So everyone watching, if you are interested on that, just leave that in the comment section below. So Tata Pabianteu can come back here to read the full stone. So now that you touched on the topic reincarnation, there is another clip I would like you to see.
Mas você já chegou nessas respostas com relação ao seu indivíduo neste momento?
Sim, eu já acessei muitas outras minhas encarnações a partir disso. Tive muitas curas, inclusive, estava presa em várias linhas do tempo, né? Acessei coisas de 3, 4, 5 mil anos. Essa aqui eu já estou quase 36 encarnações, então é bastante coisa. E a gente está preso nessa terra, né? Por conta disso. Então, tem muitos de nós que estamos trabalhando com isso hoje. A gente sabe, se a gente quiser voltar para a Terra, a gente pode voltar para a Terra. Só que a gente, por exemplo, eu não volto mais sem perder nessa memória, porque apagar a memória é bem complicado.
Okay, in this clip she talks about some reincarnation process that she went through, but that's okay, that's her belief. Now that she spoke about reincarnation, I would like to know, do the Mayas believe in reincarnation?
No. We don't. Well, first of all, a reincarnation is like the promise of another opportunity or of another cycle. It's also another way of telling you that if you feel that you are not doing great in this time, well, maybe you can do it better the next. Everybody has guiltiness. Everybody feels that something is not correct in their lives. So, coming back to the point, we don't believe in promises for another life or for another opportunity or for an improving ways in that sense. As if I improve in this, next time I'm going to be better. No. The Maya is if I improve in this is going to be achieved. The Maya calendar will never teach anything about reincarnation, resurrection, or transmutation of souls. We don't even use the word soul. We use the proper ushlap that is connected with the conscious way of breathing and to be conscious.
Oh, that's great that you mentioned that. So let's expand a little bit on this subject. Do this concept of reincarnation collides with the Maya calendar?
If reincarnation is defined by the way that whenever you are born, you receive an external soul that is transcending cycles or whatever, then that external thing is jumping in between eras or times or dimensions to enter into you, and then what you consider you in reality is not you, it's something from previous stages. By reincarnation, what is the mother then? Just a vehicle of something? The mother is just a machine creating a baby? No. In the Mayan ways, consciousness arises in the moment in which, by successful conception, a primary way of a consciousness is forged. It is going to be developing through the building of the self. During pregnancy, in the moment I am dealing with an actual baby in a woman's womb, the baby already has a way of a consciousness that has been shaped by the experience of the actual way of a pregnancy. So there's no need for something external to come and give you identity. The identity is already being forged over there, is already being under the fire over there. So when the baby is born, what we call nawals is no other thing than the direct connection and repercussion of what was the creation moment. Then you have one-to-one relationship in between how you were created and how you behave. In the Mayan ways, you see the beginning of consciousness in a woman's womb, and you can see how that consciousness is responding. In Maya, the mother is the creator, the mother is the shaper, and the mother is the private universe of the baby, and whatever the mother is doing is going to go along with the baby's experience. And shaping consciousness goes with that.
Awesome, Todd. Thank you for clarifying that, because that is something that nobody knows in here. And so let's keep going, and I'm gonna play another clip for you.
Esses dias na meditação a gente acessou esse lugar.
E o que você viu na sua visão?
A gente, porque assim, todas essas coisas a gente só consegue acessar num coletivo, numa profunda meditação. Então a gente tem túneis muito fortes para intraterra. Então são assuntos assim, que se a gente for entrar aqui, a gente vai fazer 50 lives para falar dessas coisas, né? Uhum. Então a gente tem grandes pirâmides na Amazônia, que não foram acessadas ainda. Na verdade, muita gente já sabe, só que não abre isso, não é aberto ao público.
E elas estão conectadas com isso?
Então, totalmente conectada, totalmente conectada. As profecias é tudo isso, né? Quando a gente fala em profecia, a gente está falando da nova terra. Então os Maias já deixaram pra gente tudo escrito. Ó, é assim a nova terra. Só segue esse negócio aí, ó, e vambora. Imagina o mar vermelho abrindo e um povo passando. É isso.
Okay. In this video, she mentioned about there are pyramids here in Brazil. She also said that all the pyramids are connected, and that is all written in the Maya prophecies. So, what can you say about that? Is there any Mayan prophecies, as she said?
There are no Mayan prophecies. Some of what has been called prophecies in Mayan inscriptions are not other thing than retelling through histories of time about beginning and ending of something, but not connected with the humankind. We didn't predict anything connected with the end of the world or the coming from the stellar beings, shifting or changing or anything in consciousness. What you are actually reading in Maya inscriptions is histories of beginning and ending. Sometimes for their kingdoms, for the warfare, and stuff like that. Sometimes our kings were also egomaniatic about their pretensions. Some inscriptions talks about the glory of the kings, the glory of their communication. But we know what human propaganda is, right? And our Mayan ancestors, they were also using propaganda.
Oh yeah, that's true. And I think it's only the minority part of the people here that know that the hieroglyphs, they are a way of writing. Now that you mentioned that, I think there is something else related here that I want you to watch.
Então, quando chega a informação da fonte, vocês viram que tem uma imagem que é Hunab Ku? Quer ver? Essa aqui é a Pedra do Sol, aqui são as 7 profecias maias. Então aqui eles já sabiam tudo que a gente ia passar. Aqui estão as 7 profecias, eles já sabiam o que ia acontecer.
Essa é uma imagem famosa também.
Que é a Pedra do Sol. Né? Então,
Posso dar uma olhada?
pode, claro que pode. Vocês estão vendo que tem um símbolo? Ó?
Sim.
Isso é Hunab Ku. Antigamente eles achavam que o buraco negro ele era só ele engolia as estrelas. Hoje a gente sabe que o buraco negro são 95% de matéria escura na galáxia. Então a gente está conectado a essa fonte. Então quando a gente chama de fonte, né? A força primordial, a fonte, se conectar com Deus, tal, a gente é nutrido pela fonte Hunab Ku.
Okay, in this clip she said two things. She spoke about Hunab Ku, and also she showed the Mexica sunstone as being the Maya. What can you talk about that, man?
Hunab Ku, in reality, was a way for the Europeans to try to blend everything into a one single being of a creator. And in the Mayan ways, previous to the arrival of the Europeans, there was no one single God. And by the way, I'm going to say that also we belong to a philosophical way of understanding everything in the horizontal way. We are all interconnected. We are all in a dynamic of action. And we play everything in the sense that I made sense to you, for example, in this moment that I'm talking, as you are giving me sense. My plant in front of me or whatever that is surrounding me makes sense along with me. It's what is giving me the atmosphere of my frame. So in the Mayan ways, there's no necessity for hierarchies or for the beginning of a creator in that sense. Hunab Ku was no other attempt but to be an idea of unifying everything into one principle from which everything comes. That is a mistake, and the symbol is not even Maya. It's Central Mexica and represents a couple of butterflies. And it looks attractive, and now it's very common and popular for tattoos. You can believe in whatever you want, but Maya is not.
Yeah, true. I just hope they are not tattooing thinking that's Maya. Okay, Todd, let me just play the last clip, then we are done for today.
Como é que os maias contavam isso? Olha que legal. Eles contam assim, ó, de 1 a 13, né? Ó, tá vendo bolinha? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, um traço. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Quando acaba o 13, começa de novo. Ó, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Então aqui a gente tem 20 ondas encantadas. Então o tempo deles é contado assim, ó. Vocês estão vendo isso aqui, ó? Esse desenho verde? Isso aqui é o DNA. Então cada dia que vocês estão só fazendo o mantra Kim, vocês já estão decodificando o DNA de vocês pro DNA galáctico.
So in this clip, she was explaining about the numbers, you know, the dots and bars, and then she mentioned the green colored boxes represents the DNA. Is there anything about the a DNA inside the Maya calendar?
It's a mathematical chart of 13 plus 20 elements to classify. Just put your color you want. And you can invent any formula, and you're going to get images over there. That mathematical stuff can be done in anything. That is no other thing than fooling people that there's a DNA there. But as far as I know, DNA was recently I'm not going to go on to cricket and all the sciences, but just assign another color or just use another formula and you are going to see a beautiful matrix of stuff. You are going to see your mother over there if you want. You can see coincidences. You will see mathematical, beautiful things that serve for nothing but being mathematics.
That was great, Tat. Thank you for clarifying on that. And I think we got it for today. You know, there were some other stuff, but I think for today we are good. So, Tata Pabianteu, Kamo, Nimalar, Kinkamawar,
Kamo, obrigado.
Charbetik. Bom, pessoal, esse foi o vídeo. Espero que vocês tenham aprendido bastante coisa. Espero que vocês tenham gostado dessas revelações que foram feitas aqui nesse vídeo. Se você gostou, deixa nos comentários o que você mais gostou, o que te mais surpreendeu. Se vocês quiserem que eu volte para trazer mais conteúdo sobre a cultura maia, sobre os maias, ou que o próprio Pabian volte, deixa aqui nos comentários. Se gostou do vídeo, deixa o joinha e se inscreve aqui no canal.